Hey there, CPO here, and this is going to be a really quick video. This was my lesson number 3 in the airplane, and it was a lot shorter than expected, but I wanted to share this because it, I think, is an important point, which is sometimes things don't go as you expect them to. So I've canceled many more lessons than I've actually had because of aircraft maintenance right off the get-go, and then later on, weather. I've scheduled 3 to 4 lessons per week, and I'm lucky if I can get one of those in. So I'm about a quarter of my scheduled lessons right now. And this morning I had a 7 o'clock flight scheduled with my instructor, and the weather was kind of iffy last night. It was going to be a little bit iffy today, but it seemed like there was a break in the weather in the morning. So the METAR looked good this morning at 0600, so we agreed we were going to meet at the airport. And worst case scenario, at the cloud levels, we were expecting a ceiling of maybe 2,500 to 3,000 feet. So worst case is we'd hang around pattern altitude at 1,000 MSL, which obviously keeping in mind we have to be under 500 feet under the ceiling. So if it dropped down a little bit, then we could just hang around the airport, and I can do, perhaps landing and takeoff practice and pattern practice. So at any rate, got to the airport, did all of, the pre-flight stuff, pre-flight of the airplane, filed a flight plan, and actually got all the way to the run-up area, did all of the run-up, and we were ready to take the runway. And as we're sitting there, the clouds start to roll in low. So this is a little bit of that discussion, but again, you know the end of the story, right? I set it up pretty poorly, but we ended up not flying. We scrubbed the flight as I was about to take the runway. That's a hard pill to swallow because I'm paying for the time for the aircraft. I'm paying for instructor time. I don't even get the benefit of logging a flight in my logbook. But safety is number one. So here's a little bit about how this morning went, and it's a good reminder that it doesn't always work the way you expect it to.
All right, so freedom of movement on controls. Back. Okay. Wag. All right. All good. Flight instruments recheck and set. So altitude.
I'm looking at the sky and I'm beginning to think that we're not going to be able to do much.
Clouds starting to roll in low.
Yeah, you see the stuff that way, there's some off that way. So what I was trying to do is see if I could hear somebody other than Tipton, because I'm not sure it's over the Tipton sensor yet, but we'll listen to that as well.
210 at 3. Visibility 7. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 14
Yeah, it's not
Celsius.
sensing it yet.
1.
So what might happen is that if we take off, we'll basically be unable to get above the clouds. And it might not be safe to leave the airport as well.
Okay.
In which case we'll go around the pattern once get back on the ground. My sense of where these clouds are is what the other stations were reporting, and that's around, that was anywhere from 700 to 1,300 feet.
In which case, that'd be too low even for pattern work.
Yeah, we need 500 feet above us.
So essentially what's happening here is the automated weather reporting station for our airport is not seeing what we're seeing. It's still reporting a very high cloud ceiling, but we're seeing clouds rolling in that 700 to 1,200 foot range, which some other airports had reported away from us, but apparently that same pattern is rolled in. So this is just a good recommendation that you got to trust what you're seeing, not necessarily always what the automated weather is telling you. Eventually it did catch up and was updating properly, but while we were sitting here watching these clouds roll in, it was telling us something much different.
Yeah, can't quite hear it well enough. Alright, well, we'll give it a try.
Your call.
I hate to do it, but I think we probably should scrub.
Well, then let's scrub. Too early in my flying career to take risks that we don't need to.
I'm also thinking that, well, I always hate to cancel. But I'm also
Houston
thinking...
Airfield. Automated weather observation. 1,
That's what it's supposed to sound like.
6 Zulu. Weather. Wind 210 at 4. Visibility 7. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 14.
Those are definitely below 12,000.
Yeah, and that's not few either. That's more like broken. Yeah, let's scrub.
Alright. I mean, I guess, is there a chance it could clear up in a little while, or do you just want to... Well, we can check the radar, right?
It'll clear up. This is sometimes happens when there's been rain. And this is evaporative clouds. The ground and the sun, and there it is.
A little taxi practice never hurt anybody.
One of the hardest decisions that any pilot has to make is when they're close to beginning and not going, and when they're close to the destination and the destination's going bad. Both of those are really hard decisions for people to make.